guys, I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to make a simple sunrise sunset lineman painting since it's Lineman Appreciation Month. So really quickly on our tools, I've got just a flat brush and then I have two smaller paint brushes. You see how they're more rounded at the ends? That's all I'm going to be using. I got my paint palette. I have black, blue, white, yellow, orange, pink, and then purple. I'm just having some paper towels, and then you always need a jug of water. Okay, so in order to start, and then I got a printout of a black lineman silhouette, and then I just cut it out a little bit just so I have an easy time making the lineman at the very end. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Okay, so for starters, we're just going to use our big flat brush. We're going to dip it in water, and we're just going to go really quickly and wet our canvas. The reason we do this is because acrylic paint dries really, really fast, and you want there to be a wet base so that you can do a really pretty blended sky effect without it drying up on you. So now that my canvas is just wet, it doesn't have to be soaking, just moisten it up a little bit. I'm going to start with my blue sky on the top. Just kind of put it on. Notice how I'm grabbing a decent amount of paint. I'm not doing really skimpy paint. It's a decent amount because you don't want very little or else you're going to get these yucky white streaks. The thing I love most about acrylic paint, it is very forgiving and it dries very, very fast, and so you could work with a lot of different colors without getting them too blended up. Okay, so you want to give the first half like a pretty blue, and then I'm going to go ahead and dip my brush in a little bit of white. I didn't clean it or anything. And I'm going to start slowly blending the white with the blue to lighten it up. See, I'm just going back and forth with my brush strokes. You want to work decently fast before your paint dries. You don't really have to blend it too well because it could give it a really nice cloud effect if it's a little bit streaky. That's my official word, streaky. Cameraman laugh, I feel awkward. Okay, I'm going to grab some purple because it's going to be like a sunset. And I'm going to start adding just a little bit of purple here and there. See how I'm like just lightly brushing it? Brushing it in. You could add a little bit of purple on the top. I'm not really blending it a lot. Just little bits here and there to give it a fun cloud effect. Just a little bit more purple. I'm going to go ahead and wipe my brush off really quickly on a paper towel, and then I'm going to grab pink, and then I'm going to put some pink in there. I don't want to cover up all my purple, and I want to leave a little bit. You see little pops of blue showing here and there, so you don't want to cover it all up. A little bit of pink, maybe put some on top. Pretty pink. Maybe a little bit more right here. After my pink, I'm going to wipe my brush off. I'm not going to clean it off. I just want to wipe the paint off. I'm going to grab my orange. Put some like rich orange in the sky. After orange, I'm going to grab my yellow. Final little bits of sunlight. You could always wipe your brush off if you feel like you have too much paint on it, like too many different colors. For example, say you still had blue on your paintbrush and so it's mixing with your yellow. Just wipe off your brush really well and you should get a purer yellow. See how I'm just slowly going back and forth, kind of blends it. And I'm going to grab a little bit more white and really lighten up my yellow on the very bottom. You want a nice light color. Okay. After that, we're probably going to go in and add a little bit more love to the top. So I'm going to rinse my brush off in my water jar, and then I'm going to wipe it on my napkin. Because if you have a lot of water on your brush right now, it's going to start running down, and that will get a little nasty. So I'm just grabbing white, and I'm going to go in and just kind of add some fun white clouds. Again, very just simple. So you just kind of put it on, a little bit of white. You can grab a bit more, maybe put some right over here. Okay, maybe we should darken up the top of your sky. But we're going to do that, we're going to grab a little bit of black after you wash your brush off over the white so you don't get gray on it. We're going to go in and just a touch of black we're going to slowly start adding. If you put too much black to begin with, you're going to not be able to subtract it away without a lot of hard work. So you want to just kind of lightly add black. You slowly do it, and then if you're like, I want it darker, you could slowly add more black instead of putting too much at the beginning and then having to fight it the whole entire time. Put some on the other side too, just to darken up the top of your sky. Just slowly brush it in. You could always add more purples to enrich it. Just like purple strokes in there. Maybe some right here. If you want to be scandalous, you could just go ahead and add little hints of orange on the top half side. A little bit of orange on this side just to balance it out. Let's see. Let's darken up our blue right over here. I can see some thinning spaces. Just want it to be nice and rich. I'm going to wash my brush off really well. In my jar, again, you want to wipe it off on your napkin, and then I'm going to go in my white, and I'm going to really lighten up the bottom half. A bit more white on my yellow. I'm going to grab some yellow and just kind of bring it up more into the orange. The orange is a bit overpowering. There we go. Okay, after you do that, we're going to go ahead and wash off our brush and just leave it in the jar, or else your brush will dry off. So you just want to leave it in there. And I'm going to grab my rounded brush, and we're just going to do black trees. So I'm going to dip my brush in my black paint, and I'll probably start on this side. And you just want to kind of give it quickly a little sketch of what you'll be doing. See, I'm not really worried about, oh, does it look good, does it not look good? We're just going in there and adding a little bit of love, just so we know where our trees are going to go. We're going to paint all of this black in a second. Kind of looks like hills. I like it. Taller trees. You don't want to put too much right here or right here, because we're going to be doing the lineman and stuff, and maybe like a quote right here. So we're just going to add a quick tree outline right in there. I know it looks scary. It's okay. Paintings usually look scary before you're done with them. At least mine do anyway. Anyway, so you're going to add the quick little sketches, just kind of up and downs of what you like. If you're like, is this good, high enough? Do I want my trees higher, lower? I like that. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to grab my big brush again out of the water. Again, you wipe it off. Grab some black. We're just going to very quickly, such a little canvas, not used to it. We're just going to very quickly paint the bottom half. Really, I'm not used to this size canvas. I keep pressing it too hard. See, slowly coming up. Okay, so I have a nice solid black background. And now we're going to add some love to our pine trees. We're going to go in with our big brush and just kind of give it a little shaggy pine tree look. You see how I'm using the side of my brush and I'm stroking down, and I'm going to use this side and I'm going to stroke down. I'm just using the tippy corners. Grab more paint. Every once in a while you want to grab more paint because your background should still kind of be wet. And so what happens is if you just keep brushing without grabbing more paint, you're going to contaminate your brush. So just really quickly. It's okay if it mixes a little bit because then it gets like a really cool highlights. Next one. So you just kind of like a really quick, you do one side. If this big brush is too hard, if you're like, I hate doing my little tree marks with it, you could always switch to this smaller brush if you find that you like it more. Again, you're just brushing down, make little itty bitty ones in the background. Let's move on to this side real quickly. And again, you're just doing a downward motion, so giving it a little bit of shag.